Right, good afternoon folks. How are we all doing? Now this is the third time I've shot this video. First time I just couldn't get my words out. Second time I did the video, realised that having the camera next to speakers kind of drastically affects how loud the audio is compared to music is to how loud I can hear it. So I've reshot it again. And I'm pretty much at the end of my smoke now. Very much at the end of my smoke now. So housekeeping first. Smoking my Pierre Morel sandblasted ball. And in this I was smoking some McClelland Deep Hollow, which Daffy John sent to me. And that was an awesome, awesome tobacco. I know John's gone off Virginia's in a way. I'm quite glad. Otherwise I wouldn't have got to try this beautiful tobacco. That's done. I'm not going to review it now. I will say, however, I love the flavours. There's more of a sweetness in the second half. A couple of people commented at Pipe Club last night, which I'll talk about in a moment. Doesn't have many highlights and doesn't have too many dark bottom ends, but it was a very, 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 very enjoyable tobacco. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So, John, thank you. The review will follow. Let's tap this bad boy out. So, as I said, last night was the May Pipe Club. Now, I was hoping for better weather. To be honest, most of us in the UK have been hoping for a little bit better weather at the moment. It was abysmal. The rain didn't hold off, so it was quite wet, it was damp. Plus side is when the weather's like that, the pub's reasonably empty out the back. There's not many of us to fill the beer garden either, but no, it was a reasonably quiet night last night. About 15, 16 of us turned up, but it's still always a pleasure. The beer flowed, the tobaccos went round. There was a lot of tobaccos on offer last night. Didn't get any pictures or any footage, but Adi did, so Adi's Pipe should hopefully have a video up very, very soon to show you what was there. There were I didn't have sample packs last night as such. I did have one sample of a tobacco with me. Oh god, my tongue. And that was it was the launch of El Picante Americana, which is my new blend from Gauntleys, which incidentally is now on sale, so there'll be a link in the bottom below. That went down very, very well. It's a 30% Perique blend, so those of you who found my bio a little bit rich and a little bit strong, you've not tasted anything yet. This stuff is damn strong. But I hope my feedback last night was quite positive. I got the balance right, which I'm happy about. I spent a lot of time tweaking that tobacco to kind of get it the consistency as I wanted it. And I say, feedback was pretty positive. Only one person complained he didn't like the little bit of sweetness in it too much. But can't please everybody. That's why there's more than one tobacco on the market. So anyone in the UK, please give some a try. Yeah, please try some. So, Pipe Club. Like I say, not the best turnout in the world. We had 2 female pipe smokers with us last night. A new one, a friend of mine, Maggie. I don't think she actually intended to stay. She just kind of met me for a beer and ended up buying a pipe and yeah, smoked some of the Cellini, however you pronounce it, that Giacomo sent to me. I didn't personally try that tobacco. We'll start with that one. But quite a few people liked it, and it's certainly, oops, there we go, Italian blend, orange flavoured. It smells like a Peterson out of the tin, any other European style aromatic. It's fairly golden. Virginia's with a bit of black Cavendish. I didn't try any of this. Lovely orange smell when you mix it up a little bit. I didn't try any of this, but a couple of people did. Everybody quite liked it, so I will get round to smoking that at some point. Thank you again, Giacomo. What I smoked last night was, when I got there, I was first person there, as normal, and I started with some number 12 mixture. Now, having never smoked this tobacco before, no, this stuff is my staple. I actually have it in several tobacco pouches, but I tend just to carry this bag around in my rucksack because it's always there. So I smoked some of that. I don't need to tell you about that. It's awesome stuff. This Gawith and Hogarth number 7 Broken Flake. I can smell it already. It's got a very, very sweet, soapy taste. So soapy aroma to it. It doesn't smell as pungent as Constant Cut Plug unscented does, which has still got a very scented aroma. But it was a very, very, very pleasant and enjoyable smoke. The soapiness and slightly floralness and sweetness doesn't really come across in the taste. It's just a lovely, lovely Virginia smoke. It's fairly golden. There's some brown and red tones in there as well. It's just a lovely, standard, simple English Virginia flake, broken flake. So there's some sweet notes, lots of woody, nutty flavours in there. And I say, it was a very pleasant and enjoyable tobacco. I really enjoyed smoking that. That was pretty good. I did have it at the end of the night. And as I always say after Pipe Club, I smoked so much my tongue this morning is like a barren nuclear wasteland. Feels grainy and gritty. Even tea isn't helping that much. Normally the sugar in my tea helps remove this a bit, but I kind of smoked hell of a lot of different tobaccos last night. What else did I try? I also had a little bit of GLP's Chelsea Morning, my first smoke of that. That was, well, it's GLP's tobacco, fucking awesome stuff. I really did enjoy that. I'd had a fair amount to drink by that point, so my memory of the tobacco is not particularly great. I know I enjoyed it. I know it smoked well. As with a lot of tobaccos, it takes me a few lights to get it going, but once it's going, it was perfect. I loved it. I also smoked some Ruins of Isengard, which is one of the Just for Men tobaccos. One of the Lord of the Rings series. Where are we? Now, when I opened this last night, it smelled very, very sweet, kind of like a mapley caramel kind of sweet. Today, it's just got like a sugar sweet, slightly caramelly, slightly mapley sort of smell, and you can smell that latakia in there. These aromatic latakias, as I'm insisting on calling them now, because I don't actually know what to refer to these tobaccos as, I really do enjoy. The contrast between the sweet casings, the Cavendishes in there, and Virginia's bits of burley, excuse me, and the latakia make for an amazing smoke. I enjoyed that. Quite a few people who are just aromatic smokers really enjoyed that as well. That was a great smoke. A few people tried the McClellan number 24, which I've smoked heavily. This went down quite well. Yep, I don't have a great deal of this left now. But that stuff is phenomenal tobacco as well. I can't actually remember who sent this to me now. But I know, I've forgotten who sent me this, I'm sorry. But this is running low, so I don't have much of that left. So I may have to jar that up and stick it in one of the little holes under my desk where I store all my other tobaccos. Although, to be honest, most of this big bookcase at the side of me is full of tobaccos and snuff these days. There was probably something else I smoked last night. It always happens. I had some nice beers, some black and tan, that was pretty good, and Mink made by Castle Rock. I'm sure it's a Castle Rock beer. That is one of the nicest milds I've ever drunk in my life. I don't know if you can get mild outside of the UK. I don't know if any of the like craft micro breweries over in the States have produced this kind of tobacco. It's kind of a more watery version of ale. It tends to be quite dark, got some lovely flavours to it, and they tend to be quite mild. What's they called, mild? So like 2.8% was the one I was drinking. The reason I like milds is I'm not a heavy drinker. Well, since I've come back from Cuba, I've become a heavy rum drinker, but that's another story. Is they're refreshing. Not refreshing as in a bright, sprightly, fizzy cat piss lager sort of brightness. It's sort of it's refreshing taste-wise. It doesn't leave you thirsty, which from a brewer's point of view is not a good thing. Good job I eat lots of pork scratchings and peanuts when I'm drinking, otherwise I could have one beer of that and quite happily not have to have one to follow it up. I find with lagers, ales, bitters, stouts, porters, all those drinks that after you've drunk them they leave your mouth very, very dry, and basically you need another drink to wash it down with to stop your mouth from being dry. Mild, I don't find that with. I used to work in a pub. That was what I had at the end of every shift, basically. Sorry, excuse me, I'm having a no-no in the pipe and cigar community. That's right, I'm having a snap. But yeah, I used to drink it at the end of every shift. I found it really refreshing. Say, it removed dehydration and didn't make you want to have another pint, which means you didn't spend all night in the pub after you've finished a long shift there, putting all your wages and things back into the till. So, like I say, last night's pipe club, an awesome turnout. Thanks to all of you for braving the weather. Hopefully next month, being June, it should be a little bit better. Now the next pipe club is going to be held on the 4th of June. I know it's bank holiday. It's the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. Yep, so we will have some samples again next month. So I'm going to try and round some stuff up in the meantime. There will be some Samuel Gawith Jubilee blend. Also, there'll be some Samuel Gawith Grousmore, which is the tobacco being used at the British Pipe Smoking Championships. So the two contestants so far going to be representing the Nottingham Pipe Club. We can have a little bit of an experiment. So I'm going to weigh out 3 grams, a couple of 3 gram packs. I'm going to try and find out the dimensions of the pipe, so we can we'll have a little bit of a smoking contest again. Basically, it's not going to be the annual smoking competition. It's just going to be a little bit of fun, just to see how long these guys can keep 3 grams of tobacco going for, following all the rules. Now, the Dagners will be over, so it should be a pretty spectacular night. Anyone else in the YouTube community, please come along if you can. I know it's a bank holiday, you may struggle to get back. I'm going to speak to the Dagners, see if they've found out where they're going to be staying hotel wise. There is quite a few hotels on the road, sort of a quarter of a mile further down the road sort of thing. So if anyone's coming up from not in Nottingham but also in the UK, come along. We'll try and have a bit of a YouTube meet while we're there. We are going to be having a YouTube meet the next month, July, at the British Pipe Smoking Championships, which is about 15 miles away from here. But if anybody wants to come along, please do. The more of us at Pipe Club, the better. There's no membership fees. You don't have to sign up to anything. Basically, you just get yourself a beer from the bar, come outside and join us. And it should be a good laugh. So, like I say, that's going to be on the 4th. More news to follow regarding other tobaccos, but there will be some Samuel Gawith Jubilee blend and some Grousmore. I'm trying to think if I'm going to bring anything else along. There is a new tobacco which I'm going to start working on later on today or tomorrow. So, I may have something else new for people to try next month if it's ready. It may turn out being the one in July right before the Pipe Smoking Championships, which is what I'm going to talk about next. So, British Pipe Smoking Championships, it's happening on the 15th of July, which is a Sunday. All the information will be in the bucket below. It's going to be held at Newark Showground. Next month at the Pipe Club, we're arranging transport from Nottingham. So if anybody wants to come to Nottingham first and head out, Nottingham City Centre first and head out from there afterwards, it's on a Sunday. I'm going to find out train times, put all that in the description below. For more information on the British Pipe Smoking Championships, your best bet is to head over to the YouTube group. Facebook group, which again I'll put information in at the bottom for you. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to do. And this video's turned out to be longer than the last one. Always seems to happen, doesn't it? But it's less than 20 minutes long this time. I'm only probably pushing 17 by the time I've wrapped this up. I've had one of the weirdest matches ever out of this box of matches I got from Daft Lily. It's actually burnt with a head on top of a burnt match. Pretty cool. I'm saving that match. This is a special match. So yeah, a load of other stuff in the bottom. I'm going to try and keep the Pipe Club website up to date. So sorry to anyone who went on there and found no information at all. Thanks Roy for reminding me again. I need to get my finger out my arse and do some work on that. So yeah, that's everything. I will be back to do a Deep Hollow review, and I also have both the Toscanano cigars, which I need to do reviews on, which I'll try and do at some point later on this week. So yeah, that's everything. So thank you ever so much for watching, folks. I shall see you all very, very soon. Take care and goodbye.